Hello, friends and adventurers, and welcome back to Sally Cat Plays Exile 2, Crystal Souls. Today we'll be exploring to the north of the castle, but I'm going to take the long way around to make sure we get a couple of special dots that I missed last time. You meet a platoon of Exile soldiers, keeping a careful watch on the plateau looming above you. They're watching for any Empire troops that might dare to climb or fly up the peak. They greet you briefly, then go back to their posts. From here, you have a great view of Exile's greatest building, the castle, perched on the edge of a granite plateau many feet above you. Everyone simply calls it the castle, and from this view it's easy to see why. Nothing else down here can match it. A spring of fresh, clear water spurts from the ground here. Amazingly, the water is also somewhat warm. You take the opportunity for a pleasant rarity in Exile, a nice long bath. A small, relatively new settlement has sprung up by this lake, and seems to be having some success growing mushrooms. It's not well defended, though. If they're not careful, an Empire patrol will wipe them out. Is there anything else along this wall? Okay, not right in here anyway. Sign reads Darman to the northwest and Patrick's Tower to the west. We'll definitely have to pay both of those a visit at some point. You find a small collection of farms, ringed by a large barricade. The farmers, once they see you're friendly, welcome you in for talk and large mugs of harsh mushroom ale. Their mushroom fields are, as you expected, sparse and unproductive. For some reason, mushrooms simply don't grow as well in the Great Cave. In fact, very few beneficial plants grow. A lot of their food needs to be bought from towns and other caves. Yeah, the area around Almeria seems to be the only truly fertile spot in the Great Cave. And this is another platoon of Exile soldiers, keeping an eye out for any Empire patrols on foot or in the air. You find a settlement of weary, embittered farmers, spending half their time raising their feeble crops, and half their time defending themselves from Empire raids. You have a hard time figuring out why they bother. Sometimes you gotta pick your homeland and defend it with all you've got. Same. And those two are both the same message. Now there's some windy little tunnels in here that I've not fully explored yet. You poke your nose around one hill too many. This particular hill has a nest of Empire troops in it, preparing for a new raid. Angered at being found, they attack. This group has not just the usual soldiers, assassins, mages, and captains, but evil high priests and a drake. This should be fun. Ooh, I do love seeing magical guys all grouped together like this. In fact, let's try out Divine Thud, shall we? Divine Thud is a nice big area of effect spell, which I cannot target into the middle of the webs, but that's fine. Moderately good damage, not quite as good as I was expecting. Also, I don't really know why it's called Divine Thud. I guess it's supposed to hit like a thunderbolt from above. The name honestly puts me in mind of a giant Monty Python foot stomping down on some fools. We're all cursed right now. That's not the best. Excellent job, Scorn. Yeah, the cursing can be fixed relatively easily. There we go. And let's curse all of you for good measure. And slow. Oh, they got smart and slowed me. Oh dear, I am in danger of dying soon, if I don't fix. Okay, looking significantly better now. Who's left? I'm really surprised that fire attacks have been working as well as they have against that Drake. Oh yeah, you're in range for a wound. Nuts. Have to move around to be able to aim my spells around all the whips. 9 damage on an ice bolt? Ugh. Finally. And I have no idea if any of this loot is good. Well, the glue gauntlets aren't. Those are cursed. Leather baldric is definitely worthless. Okay. Victory is ours! And now a nap. Okay, nothing hidden in this corner. An Empire patrol, thrilled to have caught a lone, isolated group, rushes you. Oh, they only get apprentice mages. Poor suckers. That did not take long. A weary band of exile troops is camped here. They greet you cordially, but distantly. Did you guys, not notice the Empire patrol sneaking by you? And what is this by the remote lake? Camp Samuels. That's right, this is a friendly military installation. You meet an armored soldier, practicing feints with a heavy steel sword. The movements are sure and skilled. She turns to you, sweat pouring off her face. I'm Lieutenant Faulkner. Welcome to the camp. She grins proudly. I built soldiers. She points at the western building. They're all in there, resting. Then I'll drill them with live steel at 3/4 speed for, 6 or 7 hours. She beams with pride, and they can take it. Sometimes it makes it worth being exiled. This is why I'm down here, you see. I tried to get in the military up surface. I was proud of my land then, and wanted nothing more than to fight for it. But where I lived, they wouldn't allow it. So I made a stink. And you know what happened when you made a stink. Make a stink and the Empire will kick you down to the caves. We've got another Bladesman champion type person. You meet a small, sturdily built, highly attractive woman. She takes off her helm to greet you, revealing a pleasant smile and short hair. Lieutenant Marianne, what brings you to Camp Samuels? I had the training here at the camp. I take the kids who are ready to fight for their home and put them through the paces. Punish them, in other words. She grins evilly. Oh, you know. Weapons drills from sleep to sleep, rough food, runs through the tunnels. They're in there now, recovering from the last forced march. Castle and back, with boulders on their backs. Between you and me, I pity 'em, but I admire 'em too. You see, the Empire knows we're here, and they've sent raiders at us twice. And each time, the raiders got killed. All of 'em. And it was the kids who killed them. Exile grows people tough, and they learn fast. Plus, they got a big advantage. Simple. Empire fighters, they fight 'cause they were told. 'Cause they have to. But us, we've got something to fight for. She grins. Magic helps. Steel helps. But some things are unbeatable. Okay. Thought I might have found another keyword, but no. Sign reads barracks. This is an intensely cramped barracks. The tables crammed in between floor-to-ceiling bunk beds, with 2 rusty lockers in the back. Just the right level of discomfort for churning out soldiers strong enough to fight the Empire. Interesting that we don't get actual soldier graphics, we get civilians who are becoming soldiers. A young trainee lies back on the bed, moaning in pain. Sasha. Getting to be a big, tough soldier. If I don't die first. Okay, so Sasha the trainee is Camp Samuel's equivalent of the generic guard. The sign reads, Forge. This camp also boasts a very well-appointed forge. In the corner is an anvil and a white-hot fire, of sufficient quality to work steel weapons. A rare thing down here. Ooh, and he uses the lake water itself to cool them. Nice. You meet a man with harsh features and the blackest hair you've ever seen. Long onyx sheets of it reaching halfway down his back. He is sharpening a rapier, and purple sparks fly from the blade as he runs his stone down it. My name's Ray. I'm the smith here. They wanted someone making weapons near the castle, someone really good, so they got me. I work steel. Hard stuff to work down here. I'm one of the few that has the skill and equipment to do it. What's better, I know some magic. He mutters a few words, and the steel of the rapier blade begins to glow red hot. He starts running the stone down it again. I can make a weapon sharper than any you've seen. If you want to buy improvement for one of your blades, let me know. That's kind of a lot of gold. Maybe I'll buy an enhancement at some point. To be honest, I usually haven't done much of that in this game. Sign reads Camp Toolsmith. A young, red-haired man with long, nimble fingers works behind the counter bending wire. He seems to be making a lockpick of some sort. I'm Folk. Well, I need tools around here. Need 'em for training, need 'em at the castle, need 'em everywhere. So they brought in a tool maker. They brought me in to make tools. Set me up here, near enough to the castle to be useful. He holds up a lockpick. Beautiful pick, isn't it? I'm not used to getting a blank screen when I ask something. But I can buy things. We can buy fine lockpicks. An upgrade to the regular lockpicks we have. I thought that was Exile soldiers. A band of Exile troops approaches and inspects you, and lets us go on our way. You see, to the north, the remote lake, a broad body of brackish water. No boats are sailed on it. There's nothing on the other side but sheer limestone. Still, it's a pretty sight. I suppose it is. Ah, nuts, another Empire patrol. Well, at least they dropped something fun. I found burning arrows. Yay. I do like extra damage. Right then. Onward into unexplored territory! And Fort Emerald. Maybe we can follow that rumor about Vanitai being sighted around here. No message upon entering? Okay. You meet a soldier of Fort Emerald. He looks unimpressed by you. I'm Gunnar. Why do you care? Defending the fort, and trying to keep from being bugged by a bunch of adventurers. Okay then. Won't be talking to you anymore. You meet a woman wearing rough clothes and an equally rough expression. She nods. Call me Therese. I'm a merchant, see, and I'm waiting for my current shipment to be approved so I can head out. Yeah, 400 pounds of iron rats for Fort Emerald. Then on to Darman. She says the word Darman with great lack of enthusiasm. Yeah, Darman. Westernmost city of Exile, and city nearest to where all the real bloodshed is going on. I got to take a load there, and then I'm getting back east where it's safe. Well, safer anyway. Good point, good point. Tough work traveling in these times. You know, I'm really very busy. Small shrine. A small shrine has been placed in this tower. It is surrounded by many small, modest offerings, both for soldiers and friends lost, and in supplication for a safe future. And weapons! A long, crude barricade has been erected to either side of the fort, in case of attacks from the water on either side. You find a small gate placed in the side, with deadfalls on either side of it, so it could be closed quickly in case of attack. Okay. I wonder why the gates are here. Maintenance, looting bodies. Oh hi. This small, chilly chamber is where the bodies of exile soldiers are kept before being taken to be buried. Their weapons have been laid reverently at their feet, and cloths embroidered with the sun symbol of exile have been placed on their chests. Press F to pay respects. This is a short stairway, which leads up to the ramparts of the fort. And some magic barriers. This woman is staring intently out the window, watching carefully for attackers. She wears mage's robes, and seems ready to fling a spell at any moment. She doesn't stop looking out the window. I am Silverio. She's been here for a while. She was at Fort Emerald in the last game, too. I'm watching for an attack. We all take shifts watching for Empire raids. They can appear in seconds, blast our walls, and get away. We then have very little time to make repairs. Oh, I see. Really very busy is the generic answer for something they don't know about. We have to plug any holes in the walls with magic barriers before any attackers can climb through them. The barriers are our most powerful defense. Even when the enemy smashes a hole in our defenses, we can plug it up right away. Without that ability, this fort would have fallen long ago. This corner seems a little odd. Oh, hi. You meet another mage of exile. His robes have been charred recently, probably by a stray spell. He's looking at a magical barrier, trying to figure out what to do to it. He turns and nods to you. I am Beetle. Greetings. I am currently dispelling some barriers. It needs doing sometimes, when we want to build a wall somewhere, and the fields we put up to repair things are in the ways. He sighs. It's tedious, but it's my responsibility. He shakes his head. We're not supposed to let others have that spell, unless absolutely necessary. The barriers are too useful to let slip how to get rid of them too easily. Before I joined up to fight the war, I was doing research at the Tower of Magi. That seems a long time ago. I was trying to create a spell to scry large areas of the outdoors, much as Magic Map maps small areas, such as towns. Alas, a spell to see a large area is a terribly difficult thing to create, and even harder to summon up the energy to cast. But we still have hopes that such a thing may be available in the future. Interesting. Okay. Oh no, we've let the mage out. You meet a captain of the Exile army. When he sees you, he walks over to greet you. Welcome to our fort, adventurers. Nice to see new faces. I am Captain Schnitzius. I'm preparing for another raid. That's what I do, mainly. We're all fighting the army of Limoncelli here. I'm on another raid to try to penetrate his defenses. He lives in Fort Dolthar, on an island to the northeast, and runs all his raids from there. We're trying to find a way to get at him. He pauses, then continues grimly. Of course, even if we did reach him, he's a, well, unusual warrior. Oh, unusual how? I don't know how much of this is rumors and how much is fact, but it would seem that Limoncelli has been altered in some way. He's fast. He moves faster than a hasted person, and is that way all the time. I don't know how he got that way, but let me tell you, it doesn't make me too happy about the prospect of fighting him. There is a secret here. In this cramped, concealed back room, you find a small cell. The rank smell and the claw marks on the walls and floor indicate that, for whatever reason, monsters are stored here. Why is there a web? Why is there a chitrak here? I'm not going to mess with that. Actually, Cimarine, let's get your new lockpicks equipped. Hee hee hee. Hooray, we found a storeroom. And another. And another secret area somewhere. Another monster storage. But why are you storing monsters here? Oh, that's a red lizard. That's a salamander. That's, I hope someone at the fort knows about these monsters. Ooh, a lever. Should we pull the lever? You pull the lever and the central portcullis in the courtyard below opens. And now it closes again. And a tiny island full of nothing. Yay! A strong, weathered man stares piercingly out the window, watching for movements. He wears the insignia of a general. He doesn't look away from the window. I am General Landrin. Welcome to my fort. I lead all the troops in this area. The army in this area is run out of this fort. My fort. He smiles briefly in pride, but doesn't stop watching out the window. And my responsibility. I am fighting Limoncelli of Fort Dolthar. He is the Empire commander, and a deadly, vicious warrior, and my sworn enemy. If any adventurers were willing to undertake a mission in this regard, I would reward them. Ah, here's where we get our mission. I want you to go kill Limoncelli. Find a way to his fort, get in, and slay him. Do it, and not only will I try to get you a promotion, but I'll tell one of my mages to give you the Dispel Barrier spell, and that ain't easy to get. Ooh, so this is how we get Dispel Barrier. And yeah, it's a somewhat involved quest to go and get it. Limoncelli, as they say, is not an easy fight. Limoncelli is my opposite number, the commander of all the enemy in this area. He lives in Fort Dolthar, a huge fort on an island to the northeast, where the Slith Lord Sisthus used to live, and he's really, really smart. It's been all we could do to keep him from destroying us, but we'll beat him yet. So the Empire seems to have taken over at least some of the old Slith lands. Probably slaughtered a whole bunch of Sliths in the process. And generic barracks, with at least one not-so-generic soldier. This man has taken a nasty wound recently. His ribs are wrapped in a broad gauze bandage, and you can see blood is slowly starting to seep through. Ugh. He looks up at you and groans. I'm Varn. What do you want? He starts to sit up, winces in pain, and lies back down. I do recon. That's how I ended up this way. Reconnaissance. Spying. Watching the enemy. Real risky. He winces in pain again. See, my patrol was on a boat trip up northeast, and when we landed, we got ambushed. Empire soldiers. They're all dead now. But one of them got me across the ribs with a sword. I'll be okay, I hope. Better off than him, anyway. He touches the bandage gingerly, then winces. And you know what burns my butt? I say what I saw on my recon, and nobody believes me. Nobody! Yeah, see, we brushed near Limoncelli's fort to take a look, and I saw a bunch of those tall, skinny weird guys landing in a boat. Those weird guys with the barriers. What were they called? The Vanatai? Yeah, those freaks. I saw a bunch of them talking with Limoncelli's troops right outside his fort. I don't know why they'd be there, but I don't trust them. Well, now we should definitely go investigate that soon. After all, we've yet to get any real leads on finding the Vanatai crystal souls. Fort Emerald HQ, Commander General Landron. Well, we already talked to General Landron up on the ramparts. Ooh, bookshelves? Nothing on the bookshelves. Nothing in the desk either. Etched into the marble, Chamber of the Crystal. This dome's sole source of light is a crystal. It is a large green crystal, sitting on a pedestal in the center of the room. It glows from within, sending out a warm, constant beam of energy. The crystal is large, but fragile, and is surrounded by several chairs and kneeling pads for meditation. You kneel before the crystal, and feel energy flowing into you. Your spell points are rapidly restored. Very cool. I'm going to save my game because I remember attempting to break it in the previous game and being surprised when that actually worked. And of course, we gotta try all the options, don't we? The delicate crystal is shattered easily by a single blow of your weapon. This, of course, takes the energy that was being let out slowly by the crystal and lets it out quickly. Ouch. Ooh! We don't just make the entire fort mad at us, but the emerald itself kills us dead. There are others who may be able to help expel the vicious troops of the Empire from your land. One can hope. Let's do a reload. You meet a priest in white robes, staring into a large green crystal and meditating. He leans back from the crystal, highly relaxed, and turns to you. He's a middle-aged man with very sparse hair. I'm Buck. Welcome to the fort. I'm doing my meditations before going back to my healing. When an attack comes, a lot of people become hurt very quickly, and I need to move fast and work hard. That's why I keep as much energy stored up as I possibly can at all times. He points at the green crystal which dominates the room. We don't know where it comes from or who made it, but it regenerates our power very quickly. You should try it. It's a wonderful sensation. It's an amazing crystal. We wish we knew who made it. It's very strange sometimes, though. Oh? He looks nervous. I don't like to talk about it, and people laugh at me for saying it. But sometimes, when I feel the energy from the crystal, I almost think it's trying to talk to me. He smiles nervously. Just the stress of the war, I'm sure. A minuscule woman in loose clothes sits cross-legged on her chair, staring into the glowing green crystal. Her gaze flickers up to you for a moment. I am Tessa. What brings you here, strangers? Preparing for my next raid. Move fast, strike hard, that sort of thing. We're heading north. There's an Empire fort being built to the north, a ways to the northwest, way on the other side of this huge, rubble-strewn cave. We're trying to disrupt things, and maybe come up with a pass. We've been trying to get our hands on a blue pass. You know, the passes the Empire folks used to get places. They've been having lots of supplies shipped into the new fort, so we think they must have some passes there. She focuses into the crystal. But it's very dangerous, and I need all the power I can get. Oh, we actually do have a blue pass already. These passes may just start coming in handy pretty soon. Okay, and here's the portcullis that we have to manually open if we want to leave this fort from the north. And we will do so soon. But first, I would like to investigate the spying in Blosk. Next episode. Have a good one, everybody.